Hello? Yeah, I know there is no sound. Hello? Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Oh, I think you can hear me. Hi, can you hear me now? Yeah, I know there is no sound. Hello? Can you hear me now? I think you can. Boba, thank you. How well can you hear me? Hello? Is it okay? Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to be speaking now. Hello? Oh, you can hear me. Hi, can you hear me now? Yes, I think you can hear me. Okay, thank you very much. Hi, I'm a bit far away from my computer. Okay, how are you doing? Hello, everybody. Well, I can imagine how you're doing. Yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit. I have some points prepared. Actually, I want to go over some clarifying points. I have been watching, reading, looking at the comments, and something actually I thought I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna tell you later why. But I was reading the comments and I want to make some clarifying points because I feel there is some confusion about certain elements of the situation. Anyway, hi everybody, thanks moderators. Today Matthias is going to join us as a moderator as well. He's just preparing his computer. Thank you very much. Thank you some Polish guys. Dzień dobry wszystkim. Thank you the moderators. Which, by the way, if anybody wants to step down as a moderator, let me know as well, because I have so many different people there as moderators, but it's totally okay if you want to step back from the situation and just observe. Yeah, Elle. Oh my God, it feels like years since your last live with the girls. Yeah, definitely. I actually feel like it's been years since my last live. Period. Okay, so we have 254 people. I'm gonna start going through my points because I want also open myself to your questions. So let's see how fast I'm gonna get through this. First of all, I want to thank you. Okay, thank you for what? For the support. I actually am shocked with Robert as well, as it's so much support that is coming out from English community to Spanish community. Mañana Cindy para español. Tomorrow Spanish. We did not expect this. I did not expect this. When we were deciding this, it was such a huge decision. We didn't know. And then when we were like launching this video, we were like two missile pilots. We were like in our Telegram chat, and we were okay because we launched the video at the same time. Thank you very much, Alberto. We launched the video at the same time, and we were like talking. Okay, are you ready? Are you sure? Okay, 10 seconds, 9, 7. And we felt like we were launching missiles because that's actually how it felt to us. We thought that everybody, or at least majority, will be against us because we never really have seen anybody say what we here are saying. Everybody was always so supportive, and and we as well until the last moment. But I understand why everybody was so supportive and no one was speaking out, because first of all, in my Telegram groups, I always had the rule, not to question the integrity and all that. So people were afraid to speak out. I had so many messages, people telling me, Gosia, I have been feeling exactly the same for a very long time, or more or less the same time. Then we started to be suspicious, and I just couldn't say anything because I didn't want to be viewed as a sabotager, as an agent. I didn't want people to attack me. Many people have been saying to me that they have been putting away their intuition and their feelings, questioning themselves, why can't I trust that channel? Like there was something wrong with them. And they were looking into Gosia and Robert sharing the information. So, okay, there must be something wrong with me. Why don't I trust this channel? And they were doubting themselves. So many of you, same as us, by the way. So it has released so many people. And this is shocking to me. I didn't know that so many of you have been hiding this and inside, just like we have. And it's both in Spanish and English communities. Thank you very much, M. So first of all, I want to say that, thank you, because I really thought there's going to be no one standing. And we're okay with that. We had to accept that risk and the possibility. We are not in it for business. We are not in this for fame. So we totally accepted, okay, whatever happens. We have to be honest. This is our responsibility. And if majority of people turn against us, well, so be it. It has to be. But yeah, I was so surprised. Even the people that I was sure are going to be against us in this situation, they are showing support and they are saying we have felt the same. Incredible. So thank you everybody again about that. Now, something I have to clarify, okay? Maybe you got the idea from my previous video that the fact that I was presenting those points in the beginning of the video about the CIC communication and all that I was presenting that as a proof. I was not presenting this as a proof. I was presenting this as a sort of a circumstantial elements that are pointing towards something. In itself, none of these points were proof of anything. It's the accumulation and the sum of everything that finally made us reach this decision, because I saw people saying, oh, but the fact that the CIC said that, it doesn't mean anything. Of course it doesn't. That's why I never acted on that. And that's why we never acted on this. Remember, this conversation happened December and January. That's long ago. We already processed that and we were fine. We moved on. It was only presented as a sort of a signal towards possibly already pointing at something. It's kind of like when you're suspecting that your husband is cheating and you see a red lipstick on the shirt. In itself, it's not a proof. It could mean many different things, right? But you are already noticing that and you are registering that. And in the end, when you finally have the conclusion, then you understand. You look back and, okay, that was already an indication of something. But of course, none of these points in themselves are proof of anything, and I was not showing that as a proof of anything, just as in court when you are jury and there are people presenting every single different details of the situation. That's why I was showing those conversations. So it's not about I'm looking at my points here. One second, let me divide the screen. So this is a very, very, very crucial point, because people are sticking to one or two points that I presented as if I'm presenting that as an evidence of or anything. The evidence is a package of all these different points, not one of them individually. So people are saying that, oh, it's about the CIC rejection. And, I'm not 5 years old. I'm not a crybaby. I do not make decisions based on emotions. Emotions are very important, by the way, because many people are saying based on emotions as if discarding your emotion was something wrong. The emotions are your compass. We have said that in the video ourselves. Yes, he said that, I think. So discarding emotions, first of all, nothing wrong with that. But apart from that, no, I did not make the decision or Robert based on the emotions, because those emotions happened in January and in December, and despite them, I continued with work. I continued and Robert with work. We put those emotions aside, we assimilated them, we accepted them. I am not 5. I am not here, looking for some sort of a social acceptance from the team where I know there is a delicate situation and we cannot have any expectations of that kind. So of course it hurt me and it was very strange, but I accepted it. In itself, that wasn't any indication of any foul play at that point to me. And the proof of that is that I continued working on the Space Academy. All the episodes of Space Academy actually came out after all the situation with the CIC. After. The last conversation with the CIC happened around, I think, 20th of January. And if you look at the dates, that's more or less, that's after that when the first episode came out. Every other episode of Space Academy until episode 7, until now, came out despite those emotions, because I'm not a baby. I'm not a crybaby. I am not going to be thinking, oh my God, someone doesn't like me or speaks bad to me. I'm going to have to just, oh my God, give up and turn against that. No, this is about the cause. I always say that. This is not about us. This is not about me. This is not about how we feel in the end, really. Sometimes you have to sacrifice the emotions of the soldiers in the field, which, by the way, I am a soldier too. I understand how that feels. I understand the importance of putting your emotions aside for the greater cause, for the mission. And that's what I did. So the decision was not based on the emotion or rejection. It was made, the work was done despite this. Despite this. Remember, this was in January and we are in July. And people who are saying these things, they don't know me and my personality. I actually can be quite cold myself and focused when I am focused on the mission. Ask Dale Harder. Hi, Dale, by the way, if you are watching. He has always been saying that I don't spend enough time, on maintaining the friendship, that I'm cold and all that, because I can be quite logical and analytical and focused and determined on the mission. That's how I am. I was even telling Matthias, I remember back in February, I was saying, I kind of understand these guys if they are the military. Now we have doubts, but okay, that was an excuse. I can understand these guys because I can be like that too. I recognize there is a part of me that can be like that too, meaning, you're not going to attend to emotional needs of the people in your team, in your field, if you are focused on a goal. So, that was not a problem for me at all. Okay, so this has to be very clear. I only presented that as you are presenting circumstantial evidence in situations in court, because all of that is pointing towards certain conclusion in the end. Okay, so, and also the proof of that I continue to support them despite the emotions was that before going to Mongolia, I was actually even going to make the video about the money. I really already did the thumbnail. I did the thumbnail and I was asking Matthias, you remember, you confirmed that, no? That I was asking you, do you think I should make that video to explain people why extraterrestrials need the money? I was going to fight for them because I already saw some people were questioning that. And we will get to that part about money. So I understood that the extraterrestrials need money. There are situations in which they do need that, and I was going to do that. So so there it goes, the proof that I continued to support them despite all this emotional turmoil that was happening back in January. Okay, and okay, I'm reading at my point. Okay, so it's not the CIC communication, it's the content that happened after that in Mari's channel that kind of tipped it over for me. That was just, and to Robert, because here it's both of us, it's something that pointed in the wrong direction. Because after that CIC communication period, okay, I was thinking, whatever, they are just like that, but it doesn't mean anything for the humanity. If they are working for the humanity, I'm going to always support that. It doesn't really mean if you are mean to me. I am not 5, okay? Don't think that I'm going to be sitting here and crying. I mean, I cried a little bit, but I can soldier on through that. Totally, no problem. So it was the content, okay? It was the content that we were observing in Mari's channel that just something didn't start to feel right to us, and we couldn't support that. That's why I stopped doing the space news recaps. I just couldn't. Like something in me was like I felt that rejection. There was like a energy there that was pushing me away from it. But that was the only thing that I stopped doing in this support. I kept supporting. All the Space Academy videos were made with the quotes of Mari's channel, of Mari's information. And it's funny because it's interesting because I didn't present them yet in the Space Academy channel. In the last episode, I only said that I have this information from people that are not from here, but I didn't present them yet. I was gonna do that later. So I was gonna be here, the ground crew, support, without even contact, without talking, no, nothing. I was just gonna be here for that support for Mari, and for that information from here. So this is not about rejection. It's for what we are doing. It's a responsibility. It's a responsibility. And it's about the stuff that has been piling up. And there was like, instead of things pointing toward being a good thing, there were too many things pointing towards it being something suspicious. It was just so much of it piling up that finally we couldn't turn against that. And the reason why some of you said, why did you wait so long? Well, no, we actually could have waited longer, but at some point we had to put the limit. And why that long? Because, like I said, we were explaining everything away. We were giving these idealized possibilities. One of those possibilities was, for example, that they are being protective. There is a war happening, and maybe the fact of that kind of total dissociation is some kind of protection. But just remember that my personality is always to find justifications in everything like that. And at some point, it just became too much. I remember I couldn't justify it anymore, and Robert neither. But just to give you an insight into my personality, I remember when I was like 12, I was in a summer camp, and there was a dance. Like a Saturday dance. And there was this boy that was very cute, and every girl liked him, and I liked him too. And he was asking every girl in the room to dance with him. Everyone, like seriously, all the girls, except for me. And I felt so hurt. Like, why didn't he ask me to dance? Like, and really, I was the only one standing. And what did I tell myself? No, I think he just didn't ask me to dance because maybe he just likes me so much that I made him nervous. I totally flipped it the other way. Why? Because it's my tendency to, when something negative is happening, to always give excuses and to always idealize it. And that's what I was doing in this case. There were these red flags piling up, but I was still trusting. I was still hoping. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's what I was going to clarify. Do not focus on any of these individual points, because it's not about individual points, but about so many of them under the weight of them that I finally collapsed. It's all together, okay? None of them is a proof in itself. Again, some people are saying the same as with rejection, because no one is talking to you, so now no one talked to us before on several occasions. This is not the first time for the people who are new. Not talking is not a problem. This is, again, something that you don't understand maybe about my personality, about this contact in itself. I am independent. I am very nomadic. I do not attach easily. I am always changing, always flowing. I don't have any friends. In fact, when I left from one country to another, like when I left from Costa Rica moving to Spain, I remember my friends cried. And I didn't. I even felt a bit weird, like, why am I not crying? Why am I so emotionless? Because I can change. I can adapt very easily. I don't have to have that interaction with the friends. I don't have any right now. So it's not about, maybe I'm now sounding too cold. No, I'm just saying that I'm not too sentimental, okay? I do not cry easily. I do not attach easily or worry about these things. I just flow. And we always said throughout the years that in this contact, you have to be always prepared for anything. You have to flow. This can disappear tomorrow. And many times it did. And we had no problem with that. The last time it disappeared was 5 months without saying goodbye. No problem, right? Because there are no red flags. It's all okay. So we kept going. So it's not about not talking. It's about too many red flags piling up and our responsibility to finally tell you something, because we have to. As long as we are on the same page and we are toward the same cause and fighting the same enemy, you don't have to talk. You don't have to even be nice. As long as I know everything is okay, we are in the same team. And, this is about the common enemy. It's not about being necessarily here friends. I didn't need to be friends with that group of CIC. I didn't need them to be talking. I was actually relieved when they left, okay? Because when they left, it was not compatible with mine. And I was thinking, that's actually better that they are not there anymore. I can just focus on work. I can be this support for Mari, continue with Space Academy. That was the whole idea with Space Academy as well, to provide another platform for her to showcase her information and to show the support for her. It's not about talking. I completely understand when there is no need, there's a specific situation, you have to adapt, you have to flow with that and accept what is. So again, people, I feel like, are projecting something of themselves and finding these reasons why we are doing this based on what they probably could feel in a similar situation. But remember, I'm not 5. I'm not sentimental. I am very focused on work. I have too much to do. Space Academy, I opened it in French. I had so much on my hand. Okay. Yes, exactly. I'm writing these points. You don't have to be nice to me as long as you do good. I was telling Matthias this. As long as they are doing right thing for the humanity, I don't care how they treat me in the end. There are people you're not going to be compatible with everywhere. Even, in the same company, in the same field, you are working against the same enemy. You're not going to be super friends with everybody. It's normal. It's completely normal. That's not a problem. That's what I was saying to Matthias. As long as they are acting right for you guys, for the community, even though I was seeing these strange things like these CIC games countdowns in the chat rooms and people, oh my God, they're so nice. And them not being nice to us in the background. Well, I brushed it all off. Like, oh, whatever, As long as, like I'm saying, we still have the same enemy. We're acting towards the same cause. As long as they are doing good for the planet Earth, I will support them always. And probably I would have still supported them and you would have never found out about this strange CIC behavior if it wasn't for the content in Mari's channel, because that's what finally sealed the deal for us. That's what it was. Yes. Yeah, exactly. This is another point that I have to mention. I always said to everybody, I said that to Robert sometimes, I had to say this to Dale sometimes, to myself many times, they do not have, I told you this many times, they are not here to babysit anybody. They are not here to have any obligation. They don't have any obligation to talk to anybody. I even told them this many times on millions of occasions. You don't have any obligation to talk to us. You don't have to come if you want, if you are interested, if you need. That's it. It had to be mutual on both sides always, okay? So again, people are projecting something from themselves, because another argument that I saw was that the reason why we have done this, again, because it connects with the previous points, because we have been sidelined, so we are resentful. Again, people are projecting something of themselves because they don't know me and they don't know my personality. First, I don't like the attention. I may seem like I do because I'm doing this, but I feel I have to. But in fact, I do not like the attention. I don't like responsibilities like we are having with this. I was so relieved when Mari came, because, well, 2 reasons. First, it took off so much weight off my shoulders, and I didn't have this responsibility to be always explaining things and dealing with situations, because I was glad that they can do it themselves. And two, I was also glad because that's what I always wanted for the humans, to facilitate the direct contact with the Taigetans. This is not about me. This is about bridging the community so we can enter this interstellar society phase. This is not about me. This is not about me being sidelined or being in the front. This doesn't matter. This is about them. I always envisioned that I would be able to somehow facilitate this. So I was so proud and I was so happy that, wow, on the grounds of what we have constructed, on the foundation of what we have constructed, we have now the Taigetan Queen herself coming and joining and here presenting to the people. I was so excited. I was so excited, but I was also relieved because, like I said, I was tired already. People are saying, you are saying this because you don't want to you are oh sorry, I'm talking too much. You are saying that because you wanted to be in the center of attention and now you are not. Again, people don't know me. Second, I was already tired. I was relieved. Don't you think that I have done enough for 7 years, pushing this in 2 languages and in all these communities? All I wanted now is to be the support. To be the support crew, to be support for that information. Like I said, even without having contact. That's what the Space Academy was for. It's not about me, it's about the cause in itself. So, I was very, very, very happy to be sidelined. Like people are saying like it's such a bad thing. I was happy that I was sidelined because it was too much work for me, I'm not done, by the way. I still have so much accumulated, and it's been accumulated so much. I was collapsing, and I still feel collapsed. I think I'm going to have 1 more year of sharing information. There's so much of that because I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to share that information because I believe this is what I came for. This is my duty. This is like I want you to have it because I still believe in this information. All I wanted now is to be a support for Mari. Her taking the first place, her taking the lead, her sharing directly. That's what I wanted for you. Okay. Now, there's also a lot of comparison to other ex-contactees. Well, first of all, the contact was not cut. We were not ex-contactees, we were on standby. So it's actually us who eliminated the possibility of reopening that contact. They were on standby. And we eliminated ourselves. We left the servers. We were never kicked out of the server. We left the server a few days ago because we do not trust whoever is in that server anymore. In fact, we didn't trust them already as they were talking. So that trust was already there. I mean, that mistrust was already there while they were still talking. So remember also that Athena, in November, when she came, she said she didn't trust them. That was a surprise to us because we thought this is 100% trust situation. And she already said that in November that just because they are Taigetans, it doesn't mean that we are going to trust them, but we need them for now. That's what she said. That already was eye-opening, and it was another red flag for us, right? Is it a proof? No, because none of these points are proofs in themselves. They are just circumstantial red flags pointing towards something. So she already didn't trust them. And now that's the important point here. You didn't trust either. Wait. People are coming out now saying that they have always felt, well, always know, since that possible takeover, we don't know when exactly, but definitely this year, they've been feeling that heavy and dense energy. So you didn't have any contact, people didn't have any contact, but they felt it either, right? So those who are against what I'm saying, just because, oh gosh, I'm saying this because there is no contact, why then all these people are saying the same thing? Why suddenly everybody's saying the same thing, because they were quiet before. They were trying to go with the flow because we were going with the flow as well. Everybody was pushing their feelings and intuition aside. Many people actually left. I have talked to the Russian translator for Marizva channel and Italian, the lady who was doing Italian translations. Both of them confirmed to me just a few days ago that it was more or less in the beginning of this year, mid-year, that they have stopped doing their translations. Why? The Italian lady told me because she felt that kind of a dense energy, that she was trying to do the translation and something was just pushing her away. Like she just couldn't even get through the first line and she stopped it. Did she tell me? Did the Russian guy tell me? No, everybody quiet because, hey, we believe it, we trust it, so no one wants to shake the boat. And no one wants to come out and be the first one to point fingers, right? So, so they didn't have contact, but they felt it. So it's not just us because we didn't talk to them that we are feeling this. No, you felt it too. People were feeling this even before we felt it. Even before we felt it. So imagine if they felt it, how much more right we had to feel this, even having more elements. You only had half of the story and you still felt it, those of you who did. And we had even more elements, and of course we're gonna have the right to reach these conclusions. So it's not to do with not talking to them. It's just too many strange things piling up that we just couldn't ignore anymore. One of the big flags, of course, we talked about this. I'm not going to go over this. Like, for example, making people feel that without the donations, they can't rescue people. That they cannot do all these rescues without the donations. Okay, well, each of these elements is possible to explain. But that's the problem. It's not about just one point. It's about the compilation of all these different points. That's what's making the case here. Another point that was strange, actually, red flag in itself, nothing, but again, it's in a basket of red flags. And actually, I did not mention this in the video, was that, you remember Mari was always saying, I am so gagged because of the YouTube censorship and I would like to say more, but I can't. So she was always like codifying the messages, put on the thinking cap. I said many times through the public posts and to Yaski or Athena, I don't remember how, somehow I was expressing that to them, that use us. We have the Odyssey channel that is completely censorship free. Pass us whatever information you want to say, or let me help you, or you yourself open the channel in Odyssey. You don't have to, you don't have to disguise that information, thinking not everybody's going to be able to get that. The information, if it's sensitive and so important, it's too important not to give it as it is. Why have to resort to these thinking caps riddles when you have, for example, us or the Odyssey platform where you can just go and publish that? We were offering ourselves, like, use us, okay? I have an Odyssey channel with so many censored videos. None of that is monetized, but who cares, right? Well, that's the thing. They wanted to have that on YouTube because it was monetized. That was another red flag for me. Like, okay, so what's more important? Sharing that information freely to the people than having it there on YouTube just because it's monetized and then having to disguise the message? Isn't the message the point here? Like, I was getting so irritated because I felt like they were not using our drive and help and desire to help with this. I wanted to really help spread that information, whatever it was that she wanted to share that was so important. Okay, like I'm saying, it didn't even have to be on my channel. You put it on your own channel there, my Odyssey. I can help technically, whatever. However, we were offering our assistance. Use us. I mean, what the hell? This is a unified front we are supposed to be on. You don't discard your loyal soldiers just because, I don't know, whatever. It's just too many different things that were strange, and I didn't say that in the video. Okay. I'm not reading your chat right now, so I don't know what's happening. Matthias is there monitoring, so you can say hi to him. Now, another strange thing was, and again, it's just something to mention again in itself. It's nothing, right? Remember a few months ago, I don't know, months, something ago, Mari made that video with the title, "Do the good guys always win?" No. I had a very strange, sarcastic energy coming from that video. Because yes, it's true what it says, but it was like, haha, we got you. Do the good guys always win? No. Because, no. I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there as another strange thing that I got, okay? Okay. Now, another very important point to clarify. Super important point. Because some people are actually going now, jumping on what we did, what we are saying, all these enemies of the target contact from before, and are saying, ha ha ha, Gosia and Robert finally woke up, this is all a fraud. This is not a fraud, okay? We are not going against the Taigetans. Contact has been real. So this is another thing that actually, yeah, exactly, I didn't mention that. This is something that separates us from other ex-contactees that we are being compared to. We are not going against the Taigetans or this contact. We are not saying this is fraud. We are not saying they are some, Russian models or that this is AI, by the way. No, this is real. It has been real, and we are always going to protect it and stand by it. Actually, what we are doing is exactly the opposite of what they were doing. We are not going against it. We are doing what we are doing to protect it, and to protect the work that was done. We are responsible here as the face of this contact, the only people who are giving the face to protect this disclosure and to protect the integrity of what was done until now and to protect our friends. So everybody, Yaski, Athena, Aneka, Svaru, this is all real. We are not saying this is fraud. So do not distort what we are saying just to satisfy your own desires, because many people would be happy to, oh, Gosia, I finally realized this is fraud. No, we're never going to say that. This is not a fraud. I will always stand by them, okay? I would say that they would never have a more loyal friend than me. And I was extending the same loyalty for Mari for a long time. That same loyalty, despite the treatment from her supposed CIC group, despite many strange things, despite, I was so available to extend that same loyalty to Mari and stand by her. So the contact is real, okay? They want you to question it now. That's actually maybe one of the reasons why this is all happening. We don't know the true reason. One of is that now to throw, to make people question everything, because now people are saying, what if this was all not real from the beginning? We are not saying this. We know it has been real. You are free to question that, of course, but just be aware be aware precisely of what we are saying. We are not saying this is not real. And we are also saying that this is not AI, okay? The CIC is not AI. We know that for the fact. They are people. Where from? Okay, but Matthias is laughing. Well, because we know and we have grounds to suspect there are people there from Earth. We don't know exactly the extent of what's going on. I don't want to speculate too much, but we know for the fact that it's mixed, okay? For sure, there are some humans there, and it's not AI. So the CIC is not AI. Now, whether the content on Mari's channel is created now using some AI tools, I don't know. We don't know. We have no proof of anything. We don't know. But for sure, the contact itself has not been AI. The CIC is not AI. I will even gonna come out now and defend the money topic. I'm not defending what they are doing with the money now. I'm defending the need for the money in the beginning. And that's why I was going to make this video. And that's a long story. First of all, summarizing the long story in 3 points or several points. They are people, which means if they come to Earth, they need to use money, okay? They are here involved in different operations and they have to have resources. They have to operate with the currency that is used on the planet, which in this case is money. So of course they have to have money. In the past, they had different ways to generate the access to the money. They had access with bank cards and stuff like that, but now the security measures of the banks are so strict, so that was discarded. And first of all, for a very long time, they were actually like a right hand of the Federation. Yeah, before that, like long back before, like 2018, before that, they were always actually strongly with the Federation. So it's a long story as well. We have videos on that, why that was. But they were receiving, and not only they, but many races that deal with Earth are receiving dividends. I don't know what's called dividends. They're receiving money to go to Earth and do their stuff. And Taigetans have started to have problems with the Federation starting 2018, as you know, if you know my content, and they started to have these serious conflicts with the Federation. So finally, the Federation, a few years back, that was when ARIEN was in power, cut them off from the financing, and they were not being able to finance any of their operations or their work on Earth. So they were left with no ability to do stuff like before. And also the food started to be a problem. Why? Because, well, again, this connects with the infiltration attempts. They always worried about the infiltration attempts. That's why they were so cooped up in that Toleka small ship big ship with small crew, 30 people. They never allowed more people. Strangely, they started allowing people supposedly when Mari became queen and all these parties started happening. Like, why did they suddenly change that policy? ARIEN was very strict about that. So they were not allowing any more crew members, and that includes supplies. They were very afraid of being infiltrated and ARIEN being poisoned, for example. So they were very careful with the supplies and who is coming and who is bringing them and the people involved. So they started to have shortage of supplies, and that was already back in 2021, when you can look at my videos. Yasuki was explaining how she was going to other timelines and taking food from other places and bringing it here. Aneka was saying, why is that apple always the same? Like, this is strange. They were always eating the same apple. They were starting to feel weak, Yasuki actually, and shortly after Mari, when she came as well, because there was not enough food. There was not enough the type of food that they realized they needed, okay, and that refers to Yasuki and Athena, because they realized they needed more meat proteins. They had been receiving meat from Urmas, but at some point it wasn't enough. It was always tasting the same. It was weird to them. It wasn't it wasn't easily accepted eventually by their organism or something like that. Sorry to the positive Taigetans if I'm distorting some of the details here, but that's what was happening. And this was all happening long before Mari came into the picture. So I know for the fact that they had problems with supplies, that they had problems with the Federation financing their operations. So I know for the fact that money is needed. That's why I offered paying half of my monetization. I never said anything because whatever, this is like our agreement with Athena. This is not about what I'm doing, for them, and it was just our personal agreement. So that's why I'm defending the money topic, because at some point it was necessary, it was needed. We just feel that now it's being exaggerated, and someone came, or I don't know, something has happened, and this has been like taken advantage of and taken to their extreme proportions, of which we are suspicious. It's just another red flag to the basket. Mari name, many people are saying, oh, this was strange to me because Mari changed her name. That was not strange to me, actually. Like I'm saying, none of these things were really strange to me in itself until, it was just so much. I understood perfectly why Mari has to define her identity and, prove that she is, not just to specify that she's a different person. that soul in her was emerging as a separate person. I totally understood that. I even changed the name. I understand for many of you that was a red flag. Yes, probably there are even many more that we are not aware of. But I was completely on board, flowing with everything. Matthias, did you want to? Matthias actually offered to come in and say hello and say something. You want to come? Come, because it takes time to get you out of that seat. Okay, I'm not looking at the chat right now. Okay, I'm going to look at the questions later on. Maybe actually let's... Okay, the question from Kalivat. Have you actually laid eyes on Yaski Mari? We have not... well, okay. We have not laid eyes on Mari physically. No, we have laid eyes on another person that we had a physical encounter with. We heard Yaski on audio. It was a bit distorted through the filters, but we heard Yaski. Okay, wait, you have to come here because you are too far. Let's hope this... here. Okay, let's... because this is with the delay. Okay, here you can see yourself here. Okay, wait, first audio test, because you are a bit farther. Try to talk to the microphone because you are far away from the microphone. Matthias just decided to come and just say hello, because you might be wondering what is Matthias feeling about all this and how is he doing, and because he has been on board with this, with everything. This is actually how we met. Here in Finland, Matthias was a subscriber to my channel together with Mikko, his brother who's doing the website. And that's how we met. They offered to come and meet us, me and Robert, in Finland. And so he has been here since day one with me and observing everything and watching everything and seeing the developments, seeing everything behind the scenes, seeing how I'm working and what I'm doing, how I'm feeling. So yeah, anyway. Yeah, camera.
Yeah.
Oh, Matthias is actually, sorry, if you are out there saying that I'm not okay with the military treatment, this guy is super military, which means he only speaks whatever he has to say, okay? I'm used to that. It's not a problem to me. So, go.
Well, G asked me to...
G, the people don't know that I'm G. Gosia.
Yeah, Gosia asked me to come and tell my perspective.
No, you offered first, and then I said, okay, that's a good idea. I was thinking that too. So we kind of both, anyway.
Yeah. Well, I've been with her like 5 years now. I mean, we have been together for 5 years, so I think I know her pretty well. So basically seeing her these past 6-7 months suffering, it's been tough. So I'm glad that she's now feeling better, that the stone or something on her heart is lifted. I guess because of now we know more about the situation. So it's just a few things. I just had to say one thing. In last Mari's videos, she said that 2 supposed best friends attacked us. Okay. First of all, I mean, Mari hasn't been speaking to Gosia and Robert for like
3 years.
Yeah,
never.
like ever.
Never. We were never friends like that.
Yeah, and not giving any credit or gratitude for the 7 years of work.
Stop for a second. I have to make sure this is working, because I don't know. This is going on a... I don't know if it's... I mean, we are here, but I don't know if we are live. Can you check on your... I think we are still there. On your computer, we are on.
Yeah.
No? My computer has a problem.
Yeah, I was thinking about connecting the Ethernet cable, but
as long as it's working there, no?
Yeah. I mean, it could be the memory issue. the chat goes. There's a lot of, you know.
Okay, go. You
Yeah.
speak, and I will check on your computer if it's working.
It would be memory, you know. It's gap in the memory. But basically, my point was that the points that Mari said, that the best friends. I don't think Robert and Gosia has friends left there anymore. They're all gone. So basically, like, she would have zero visibility without Gosia and Robert. Basically, without Gosia and Robert's platforms, because you guys went to Mari's channel from Gosia's and Robert's channels. So I don't understand why she doesn't show any acknowledgement, no thank you, no nothing in her videos. It's only about thank you for the supporters, you know, for the donators. So I just don't get that, personally. Seems kind of like self-centered. So in my book, you know, Gosia and Roberts, they don't have friends there anymore. They're all gone. And the why Gosia has been feeling like shit for the past 6-7 months is largely because of the CIC. Huh?
Nothing, it's okay.
How they have been treating her. I mean, behind the CIC element behind the scenes, I mean, I think, in my personal opinion, they are passive aggressive. They manipulate. Very toxic energy, and these self-centered, emotionless, narcissistic traits. So I suspect that it could be some kind of human element there, or at least multiple persons talking, because sometimes the messages are totally different. So it seems like multiple persons are writing those things. And it seems like that main person who is writing those messages, has some kind of beef with Gosia. Like that person like hates or dislikes, because there's that passive aggressive like smell in those messages. So that's also like why would they act like that? I don't get it. So I don't know. It's been hard for me too, you know, because I remember when I saw first time saw Gosia, she was like full of life, like this flower blossom, you know, blossoming flower, enjoying everything. And then when this stuff happened 6-7 months ago, I think she said herself that she feels like she's dead inside.
No, that's not exaggerate. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
I said it was the worst year of my life.
Yeah, and you weren't super happy, you know.
Well, no, of course not.
So it affected us. So I'm happy now. Whatever might come from this, but the end result is that she feels better, and I think that you have to see the actions here. So this is not something rant about, you know, CIC and Mari. I'm just speaking that you have to see the actions, and I'm solely judging and basing my opinion about them solely based on their actions. And in my book, the way they behave and act is they are not good people, or they're seriously retarded. You don't behave like that. So personally, if I would have friends like that, I would cut the ties, because that's just toxic, and the energy doesn't flow.
Exactly. And I remember I was saying to Matthias while they were still speaking, because people were saying, oh, she's saying this because she lost contact. No. While they were still there speaking, I remember I was telling Matthias, you know, if this was like my colleagues at work or something here, I would totally cut the ties with those people. Like I would not want to have that energy. I would not want to. I don't want to talk to. I don't want to have a contact with that types of energies. I told you that, no? But because these are extraterrestrials and I'm still supporting this cause, I'm supporting Mari, I ignored all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, I have other not so politically corrected words towards them, but I'm not gonna keep it neutral. So, yeah.
Okay, thanks, Matthias. But I want to add to this few things to clarify. When he said that, I said that I was dead inside. I might have said that as an occasional remark here and there. Okay, it wasn't that bad because I still have, you know, my own essence and my own projects. I had my Space Academy, so that's one. And second, yeah, despite that feeling, and I'm not saying this just to speak, my actions proved it. Despite that feeling, I soldiered on. No, I opened the Space Academy. This was really happening. My first Space Academy class happened when the last conversation with them happened. So this proves, I'm not just saying it because I'm saying it, my actions proved it, that I still was soldiering through. Look at the Space Academy classes and tell me if any of them you can feel what I was feeling inside. I was putting on a brave face here. I got to the mission, you know, just like those military guys. I'm like, okay, fuck the emotions, whatever. This is not going to be about me, and this is not going to be about my emotions. I'm going to do this anyway, and I'm going to show support, and I'm going to continue on. And I did 7 Space Academy classes and continue with the cosmic ages. That's a very important point, I think, because many people are attaching to that point that, oh, because Gosia is crying, so that's why she's doing this. No, I am not a crybaby. I will pick myself up and I will go because the mission is more important. I always put myself aside. So that's a very important point. Okay, now, okay, I'm going to have a surprise for you, okay? This is going to surprise you. Ready for this? Yes, Vera Ortega. Matthias is a lovely man. His energy is so kind. Yes, yes, he's very noble. He's always honest. He's very... I was always saying that he's always celestial. Like when I met him, he's like super celestial. You can like feel this kind of, I don't know, this angelic... He's a real gentleman. He's a real Hashmalim, you know? That's how I always view him. He's always with the truth in his hand. He was always supporting me and always saying, Gosia, you know, you tell the people how you feel, it's important. But I was brushing it all aside for the support, for the queen, you know? Okay. Now, surprise. Yes. Okay, guys, you ready for this? I was not sure if I want to share this, but we decided together with Robert that we are going to share this. Yesterday, something happened, and it was when I first saw it happening. You can imagine how I had to feel. Okay, this is maybe going to prove to you additionally that there is something fishy going on, or maybe not. We'll see. We know that this is proving to us that something else is happening. Okay, so I am online. And you know who comes online yesterday? Out of nowhere, out of the blue, someone, I say someone because I do not, right away I'm saying it, I don't believe that's who it is. Someone with the profile of Yaski comes online and as if nothing says, hi, I'm online, I'm Yaski. And that someone is using Yaski's profile. So it looked like it was Yaski and pretending to be Yaski. Now it's going to be up to you to decide if this was real Yaski or not. I'm going to tell you what she said. I know this is a shocker. Yaski, yes, she supposedly came online out of nowhere. Okay, this is what she said. Right away, she okay, wait, what is it? One second, one second. Right away she posted images that she always does as a sort of, so I identify her as her. No, beep, beep. Beep, beep. And the Roadrunner. Okay, my computer is not very slow. Okay, I'm opening these messages here. I'm sorry. The first word that she says, hello, sister. Again, another identifier, so I trust her that it's her, because that's how they used to call me. This is Yaski. I am back. Convenient, no? Just like that. I had to break off to come here to see what's happening. What's happening? Well, I think you know what's happening. I just made a 3-hour video a few days back. Then she says, I am not angry. I'm just puzzled. Okay, first of all, why wouldn't you be angry? You should be angry, right? I mean, the real Yaski would be pissed. She had in her the commander pattern, she would be very angry. Why? She would have the right to be angry. But okay, she just said, I am puzzled. And she says that she wants to talk. And then she says, I'm around, and a heart. Now, this is something also, she gave the identification. But the thing is that we do not trust, as we say, any of these accounts anymore. Because we believe something is fishy going on. These are not the people. The energy is different. Totally, we don't trust these accounts. So we don't trust even the codes are compromised. So, okay. Just like that, as if nothing is happening. Out of nowhere, I'm back. Okay, listen. I'm continuing. Okay, so she says this. I had no way of communicating with you until now. Convenient. Back then I was dying and no Taigetan medbot could fix me, so I was taken away with the Urmas, placed in a special medbot, and I was there for 3 months. But then there is also a considerable time slip concerning to Earth. I was in the rehab. Whatever. I was going to come back here by in a few months. I'm saying this to you because it's my obligation to continue give you the development of the situation. That's one. And also because, well, I believe that with this message you can also see that there are strange things. This is supposedly Yaski speaking through her account, as if nothing is happening. What's happening? I am back. I was in the pod. Oh, so she was in the Urma pod and no one knew no one knew that, but they were saying no one knows where Yaski was. And Athena went to look for her, supposedly. And supposedly she went through some kind of Arcturian portal. And now here she's saying she was just in a pod, in the Urma pod. Well, so they knew that the community was so concerned about Yaski and they never said that she was just in the pod. That's okay. Let's continue. This is not Yaski, okay? But I'm just showing you what happened so you can accompany me with this and see the development of the situation. You have to also understand that the last time I spoke to her was in October. When I saw her yesterday talking and her avatar, it was like heartbreaking a little bit because it brought me the memories and the emotions. And then my response was simple. I'm just going to paraphrase. I said, you are not Yaski. The accounts are compromised. And I said, if you are really Yaski, that's it. You are going to come and see me physically because we cannot trust these people, whoever is writing now anymore. So unfortunately, we have no way of knowing now who is who online. So in this context at least, maybe in another context, maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. We are very puzzled with Robert. We don't know what's going to happen. But for sure, we don't trust these accounts now, okay? We don't know who's there. So I said that, well, I'm not going to be... I cannot trust this communication. So if you are really Yaski, you're going to have to find a way to somehow to see me physically or however other way. Not through this account. And I got angry too, and I said, how dare you speak through her account and play with the minds of the people? What kind of a soulless being are you? Because this is playing with my mind. This is playing with my heart. This is someone that only came to me That person did not come to Robert because that person knew that I had that communication with Yaski. This is going to melt me, etc. And we believe it's also for fishing, to fish the information that someone wanted to know, because notice that the first message says, I am not angry, just puzzled. I am around with the heart. Let's talk. This is like to kind of make me agreeable and not to be defensive, but to open up myself to do this someone. So I share more. What else do I know? How do I know? What do I know about the CIC? What do I know about what could I know? This was the motive of this message for me, saying, I'm not angry. I'm around. What's happening? I'm here to talk. I am back. Like nothing. Okay? And I did not fall for that. And then her last words were, you are acting incredibly regressively. I don't know if Yaski would ever even use those words. And now listen to this. Things are not the truth just because you say they are. And there is a dialogue. This is not sounding like Yaski, okay? I wouldn't know because we had this communication with them for a long time. What got into you? I would have never expected this from you. And yes, I am Yaski. Blah, 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 blah. I'm here to fix whatever can be fixed. And listen to this. Listen to this now. All you are doing is hurting yourself with this because Mari doesn't even care. Those were the words. Mari doesn't even care. But didn't she just say that we are the best friends? And why? How could she not care? Supposedly we are these traitors, no? Wouldn't she care a little? Well, here she's just confirming the lack of empathy and this lack of connection to us at all. There's not just connection, but total repulsion towards us for some reason. All you are doing is hurting yourself with this. It's kind of like a threat. You are hurting yourself with this because Mari doesn't even care. For me, that's the worst sentence of the whole communication that is very revealing. I see that Gosia I once knew is no longer there. I wish you no harm. I will always cherish the times we had together. This is me saying goodbye. Nothing else. Well, I paraphrased. I mean, not paraphrased. I read you most of it here. What's most important. I'm not reading the chat, so I don't know what you think about this. But this is very strange, don't you think? Comes out of nowhere with her account. Beep beep. I'm Yaski. What's up? I'm back. I was in the pod. What? You were in the pod? Mari never said anything. I'm also saying this because now. Shouldn't Mari say something about Yaski being back? I mean, this is fishy, don't you think? At least, can't you see that this is very strange? And why would Yaski say that Mari doesn't even care? Why would she care? Why wouldn't she care? Anyway, This is called really cruel because this is playing with my heart, with my emotions, with my mind, playing tricks. So whoever is saying, that's why I said to that person, you're not Yaski, how dare you speak through her account? And in that message there is like no, yes?
I was just saying it's probably the same CIC.
The same CIC, yes, the same CIC. People just, disguising a message a little bit in Yaski's way. Words here and there like beep beep and stuff like that. But I'm saying also that it's not showing any empathy for the situation that I explained. It was so hard for me. This was the worst year of my life and she was my best friend. And it's like there's nothing here about that. Super like, and the heart, like, it's just, Anyway, I'm saying this to you so you know what's up. Everything is on the table here. We were not supposed to even show this because we didn't want to extend the drama. Like, okay, this happened. Do we even bother telling people? But there you have it. I don't know what you think about that.
At least you're transparent.
Yeah, transparent. Like I'm trying to be transparent here and show you what's happening. Thank you very much, Jean-Claude. Some of you might think it was really ASCII. Some of you might think that. I don't know. I didn't feel that. And there were, like I'm saying, red flags in this too. Like, for example, you are just hurting yourself with this. Mari doesn't even care. Well, you are just proving with that statement what we said, that they just do not care. And I would say even worse than that. They not just don't care, but they like hate us or something. Very weird. Okay, so let's continue. I have a few more points, finalizing points, and I'm going to look at the chat, okay? So our conclusions and suspicions are ours. Keep that in mind, okay? We are not, we don't want you, and I said that in a Telegram post, I don't want the followers here. Gosia said so it must be that way. I want the people to analyze themselves. I'm like just giving you the points and the larger context of what we think. But we don't know what's happening. We just know that something is happening. Something. We feel there is something strange happening, something took over. There's this energy here that we feel is like very invasive. It's like very, some kind of different energy took over. And I feel like I'm in the middle of a chess game, some kind of a galactic chess game, and it's pissing me off because it's not who I am. You know, I am not really strategic. I don't like playing chess. I don't like playing games. I came here, I feel, just to do this work, you know, to share this information, to see the knowledge. And I've been pushed into these situations over and over because in the past infiltration as well, and it's very draining. You think I want this? All I want is just like peacefully work on what I have to do. But on the other hand, I feel like maybe that's the problem too. I wanted to work too much. Maybe the best way would have been to finish after a few years. Enough information was given, you know. I kind of got so excited about this, got cooked on this. I'm going to share more and more and more. But this also opened the door to the possibility of all these different situations. And I was kind of naive, maybe thinking this can go on like this forever, and one infiltration and then another, and this drama happening and that. I don't know. Maybe if I had to redo this, I would have done it like fast within a few years, and that's it. It would be like more pure. But at the same time, I'm not regretting, of course. I still have things to do. I do not have regrets because this is not generally how I live life. You know, I always say I don't believe in mistakes, and I don't believe. It's just all experiences. So this is our conclusion. We are in some sort of a galactic cosmic chess game here. We don't know exactly what our role at this point is within this game. All I know is this is not my soul team anymore, like Jake said in his video. Simply, it's not my soul team. It can be yours, so you are free to do whatever you want. But there is definitely something strange going on, and I don't want to be associated with that strangeness. I'm too like straightforward and clear for that. I do not belong with those games. I don't know what's happening. And we could have waited more, observe more. But, you know, like I said, we had to put the limit at some point. Okay, how many red flags do we need to say something? 10, 5, 7? Maybe we needed 50. I don't know. But at some point we had to stop because the money. See, if it wasn't the money, then maybe we would have even waited longer because, okay, you know, there's just some information is given in the channel. Let's see how more it develops. But people were giving so much money. We could see that. So at some point we had to come in and say, no, this is our position. And I want to say this as a last here comment here as well, that, you know, in the end of all this, I would really prefer to be wrong about this and be thrown into some kind of Taigetan gulag for being a traitor to the Taigetan queen. But them being good guys in the end, like things happening really for the humanity, than what's happening here. I really would prefer that. Like, I would seriously prefer that, because I would prefer really that they were the good guys doing something great for you in the end. Throw me into the gulag. Okay, I get a traitor, whatever. I would prefer that. I would prefer them to turn out to be good. But unfortunately, we don't have that conviction at all. But the final conclusion must be yours. Okay, must be yours. This is so important. Do not follow me. Do not say, because I already saw so many people turning to my side saying, oh, Gosia said that, but no, what do you think? What do you think? Okay, let's see the comment now. Any questions, Matthias, that you see? Oh, hello, Jean-Claude there. Thank you very much. Any questions? Anything you would like to clarify about this situation?
People are asking where Athena is.
Oh, I don't know where Athena is. We don't know anything. Yeah. All I know is some kind of a strange individual came out yesterday saying that she was Yaski, sudden out of nowhere. I don't want this chess game. I know that this is going to be, I don't know. I really want to be over with this. When do you think the information was infiltrated? I don't know. I would say like the end of the last year, beginning of this year, something like, when the time when they were all getting sick. I think
when everybody got phased off.
Like when everybody was phased off.
Changed. Like
yeah. Oh yeah, when everybody was thrown out, like Yaski and Athena gone, and then the message was totally focused now on doing all these rescues and liberations and things like that. I would definitely not trust any of the space news. I don't know how much truth there could be there. I don't know. All I know is that some of the videos, like for example, artificial intelligence, I support that. There are many good videos because there have to be. There have to be. Otherwise, it will be too obvious. And I'm sure many good videos will keep coming out as well. Question, where do we go from here? JC is asking, how do we proceed for the highest good of our community? How can we help? No, I don't know. Very difficult question. I've been so exhausted with this, and this has been so mental train wreck that I really haven't come to any conclusions beyond that at this point. It was very difficult to just make the decision. For now, we are at this point. Okay, we're gonna make the video, deal with the community, and then we'll proceed. I will see where my energy takes me and where my conclusions take me after this. I still need to process what's happening with you guys, because we have time to process this, but we haven't had time to process the final decision. Doing this, what we are doing, this is very super intense. And sorry, by the way, if I'm now responding your emails, things like that, because it's been so overwhelming, and also in Spanish and English. Gosia, do you think it could be Asket or Rachel using Mari's avatar? Anything is possible. I really do not know. When ago Mari mentioned you and Robert last? She gave, from what I know, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, the last time she said thank you to Gosia and Robert was in July 2024. CIC mentioned something in December, but it was just like mention. Okay. Do you take into account that you can be... I have to look at the question before I read out loud. Are Urma fake? No. See, that's the thing. Do not throw away everything that has been done so far just because of this infiltration, or whatever, takeover, replacement, I don't know what's happening, shady things, because that's part of what I think they want. Gaia says, even if you see Yasuhi in real life now, they could send a clone at this point. Well, yeah. But again, I will have to just trust my intuition. Like I'm trusting my intuition here with this situation with Yasuhi appearing yesterday, supposedly, and telling me, I'm just hurting myself with this because Mari doesn't care. I would have to trust my intuition. There's nothing else. And what I will have to listen with my mind and with my intuition, listen to the story. I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't reached that far in my mind. Oh yes, the Tagetan were forced to use human technology. What if they were hacked instead of infiltrated? Well, yeah, it's the same thing. It amounts to the same thing in the end. Okay, let me pause the chat. It's going too fast. Wait a second. Mattia, have you seen the question pass? Because I cannot. This chat is going weird and the computer is slowing down. Do you think a different Tagetan group could arrive on Earth without her permission? Well, yeah, they could. I believe that. Did Mari participate in one of your live stream on October 2024? No, that was in 2023, I think. We'll read it.
Do you feel that this infiltration is a sign that disclosure is about to go out? Mainstream?
Is the JC saying, is this infiltration a sign that the disclosure is going to go hot and mainstream? Like I'm saying, my mind is my brain is such a mush right now, with such draining energies that I'm unable to give you clear answers about this. It's just, I even closed my Telegram groups, which by the way, they will reopen tomorrow with new rules. Because I felt like this collapsing energy coming from everybody going crazy and crazy, no, just going, hectic with their thoughts and opinions and ideas and questions. I had to close it, so I'm not like bombarded with that energy. So I don't know. I will have time to think about it. I have to clear my head first. Why did Mari start distancing herself even before the voodoo fiasco? Well, it's not like she was distancing. She just decided to do her channel. She was excited about it and share her information. I didn't have a problem with that. Like I said, I was excited because that you would have that someone from the team doing this, because that's what I always envisioned, that I would like facilitate this. The real extraterrestrial contact with the real. I felt we are getting closer to something. So I was happy to provide that, facilitate the avenue for that to happen. And I was very, very okay with, stepping into doing other tasks. Like I'm saying, doing the Space Academy and being that support from there. But yeah, why? Well, because I also understood that, she didn't want to be influenced by, it's a totally different idea of doing this disclosure, because before it was like based on the interactions and questions, but she wanted to be totally in charge of what she wanted to give and not be influenced by the questions. Like she wanted to be in control and she wanted to say what she wanted to say, and that's that. So it's completely understandable. I never had a problem with that. But I felt that it was complementary the way we were doing it as well. I felt both ways were important. Yeah.
Yes, kind of dream about Gosia and Mark.
Yeah, but I talked about it in my video already.
Yeah,
That vision.
yeah, that she would be gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I already explained that before in the video. Because I don't want to explain what I already explained in the previous video. How do we even know that Alan even got sick and replaced as queen? Well, that depends on when this supposed takeover happened. And we don't have exact answers for that. Oh, you've been told you are in the immersion process. Are you afraid that your body could be in a vulnerable place, or they could try to do something to you since they can't get rid of you here? Yeah, we were thinking about it. I was telling Matthias, like, what if they, like, what if they come and like open my pod or do something there? I mean, everything is possible. I don't know, but I think Yaski explained to me once that there are different possibilities here. Even if they woke me up there, and I don't know, took me away, arrested. I remember Yaski said once that if the soul signal is strong enough, it can actually be in both at the same time. So it doesn't mean that I would die or something like it could mean that, but not necessarily. It would like fracture into two. You could wake up there, walk around, and you here create like a different path soul for yourself, and you can still continue. So I have a strong feeling that I would still continue. Now the other question is, they could do something to harm the body in the immersion if they entered, but I know they are sealed. No one can enter, just the immersion team. But if that immersion team is compromised, well, they could enter, no? I don't know. And do something, for example, like poke my body or something, then it could reflect here. I've been having actually pains, different pains here and there, but who doesn't have pains, you know? So I don't associate, I'm not going to be paranoid. I'm not going to be associating now everything with, wow, they are doing something to me in the pod. No. Let's keep the feet on the ground still. But everything is possible. But I'm not afraid. Whatever happens, happens. I have to go with this. I have to flow with this. Okay. There's too many. Okay. Anthony says, I think that the takeover happened when the military showed up. Well, yeah, definitely something around that time, something bigger at least happened. Bongi, what's happening? My question is whether you still have things to share from the old crew, or have we reached the end? No, I'm always telling you that I have so much to do. I have not finished because there's so much still accumulated always. So I know I haven't finished yet. Are you going to continue making Space Academy videos? Yes, I will. Some of the questions are repetitive. Matthias, questions?
I don't know, I would just like let the people ask like what now? I mean, just focus on manifesting your own future, you know. If there is something, if there are good guys and they are overthrowing the bad guys, then you know something good will happen. But if not, then not. You know.
I don't think people can hear you.
People should focus their own future, manifest their own tomorrow. not
Yeah.
being dependent on others.
Yes. Yes, because I don't know if you can hear Matthias, but
So don't give your power to her, like trusting her to bring the future. You are the
yes,
future. You create your own tomorrow.
yeah, yes,
This is a real question, but I guess.
Have you met anyone from the Tagetan team in person? Well, we met one Tagetan person physically. We spoke about this many times. But we cannot say more about that. Could really Yaski come to visit you by teleporting or using NPC's body? I could, but I don't know what's happening. I really don't know what's the situation, so I don't know if she will, if she can. I don't know. I don't know anything. What did Matthias say? Well, Matthias just said, I don't know. Just you want to repeat that, but there's microphone is here. No, he just said, what's happening in the future. First of all, we have always been saying, and that's across the years, that's why this is so suspicious with everything that's they've been saying, that the focus on on the true liberation, it has to be us, has to be on us. It's always been this way, and even though it's a mutual effort, because there is a lot of corrupt activities there that need to be cleaned up from their side as well. Well, our focus on what we can do, it has to be from here. Let them do what, even if it's all true, let them do what they have to do, but don't forget what your role in this here is, and what you can do, because what they're doing is like, okay, I'm saying, imagine this is all true, okay, but what they are doing is have you hooked every day watching what they are doing, and you forgetting what you are supposed to do.
Yeah, you are the creator.
You are the creator,
and it's not, you're like outsourcing your hope,
yeah,
and trust on
yeah,
them
because
to
they are
do
like
that for you.
leeching on that, on creating again. It's and more hopium, like this is something we were always against. This is not to dismiss the necessity of some of these actions, okay, in space. I'm just saying that there cannot be focus on that, because there's a danger here and possibility that the reason why there is so much focus on that from any group out there that is talking about it so much is to have your energy taken away from the focus of here and now, where you're supposed to be. You are incarnated here on Earth right now to do your path, your mission, your task. That's why you are here. But now they are taking that energy and that focus. No, look at what we are doing here. But this is not where you came here in the first place. You didn't come from there. You didn't incarnate from there to here to now look back to what they are doing. You were there already, okay? Let them do what they have to do, even if they are doing whatever they are doing, but focus on what you can do. This is very important, to have this energy here on yourself in this specific point on Earth, yourself here. And of course, it's very curious. I'm not saying dismiss, what people are saying, not just Mari and us, but what people are saying about the actions out there. You can watch it as a curiosity, just like you are watching, what's happening in Africa right now. But do not forget where you are. You are in Finland, and there are people there needing help, or you can do and feed the homeless, whatever. So do what you have to do. Don't give that focus away to them and those liberating actions, even if some of them could be true. Your focus is here. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Can you yes, Scott? Can you elaborate on the last chat with Yaski? Not yesterday, but the time before she was mean. Yes, exactly. The last time with Yaski, I was going to tell you that the last words, and this is very strange. This is very strange to me as well, because Yaski never... Okay, Matthias was in that server with the Seek because he was helping with the live. When the live happened last 2 years ago, he was there to help passing the questions together with the Seek. And when now Seek started talking in the last November, Matthias left the server. because he decided, well, this is in Spanish, I have no role here. He's not one of these people that are, oh my God, I'm going to be talking to the extraterrestrials. No, he's very chilled. He was never really like obsessed about, like many people were like, oh my God, I want to talk to the extraterrestrial, which understandable, but he's not like that. He was never like that. By the way, all these chats that we had with Yaski, even with Matthias present, it was mostly because I was like inviting you, like, because Matthias was kind of coming to me and talking about these things, like about stellar identity and how to find your purpose. And I was like, come and chat with Yaski. So it wasn't never his idea. It was like my invitation. I'm saying this to explain the context of why he left the server, because he was never that, there was no purpose there for him anymore. He is very like I said, military in that way. Like, if I serve the function somewhere, then I'm there. If I don't serve the function, there's no purpose for me there. So he left the server. And when he left the server, Yaski came and said, with a sad face and a heart, why did Matthias leave the server? And the sad face and the heart. And these were the last words from Yaski. And why this is strange for me, because I found it strange that she was concerned about that. She never really talked to Matthias, just in those few conversations. Why would she suddenly be worried about that he left the server? I had the feeling that there is a reason why she's worried about that. Maybe she wanted him to be there because she already felt that there was something strange going on, and she wanted his presence there to watch, to monitor, because at that point there was no one left in that server, just me and Robert and that third contacted person. So that was the last word from Yaski, with a sad face. Suddenly she's worried about Matthias leaving the server. She was not even in that server. She was not in that server. Why would she care that you were leaving it? Like, why did Matthias leave the server? For me, it was strange, okay? Okay, I'm looking for questions. Johnny B, we talked about this already in the beginning. This is not about their answering. Not only he understands the military answering, I understand that. That's not a problem. Look at that. Look at the beginning of the video. Yeah, exactly, Joachim. Athena says that she didn't trust them. Yes. Thank you, Hannah, for commenting on my dress. Gosia, what do you feel in your heart now? What do you feel you need? Tranquility. I don't know. I need some peace of mind. Enjoying summer and just being chilled and be at peace. What do I need? Also, I need to refocus on what I want to do, really. What this has always been about for me, which is about, seeding, sharing cosmic information. No, it's a little bit of a shame. I'm not saying it's a shame, but I am saying it's a shame a little bit from the other side, that this has been so what I have been doing has been so dependent on them, on someone's information, that I couldn't just depend on myself for this. Many people, I envy people who are out there and are just working, sharing information with themselves, because then they do not rely on other people. They don't rely on these betrayals or not betrayals, situations, infiltrations. They are just with themselves. And I have been always putting myself away in my own insights. Just sometimes I would come out and say something, because I was giving priority to their information, which is great, super cool. I know. I don't mind that, and I love that. That was the goal. That is the goal still, because the future is still ahead. But I'm kind of also saying with this that I would like for something to activate from myself more. So I'm gonna actually meditate more. That's the goal. Like, I've been putting myself aside all this time. You know, I've been putting myself and my own insights and my own enlightenment, whatever, aside to be that, avenue for their information. And that's great. And I will continue to do that. But I am not going to put myself aside now, and I'm going to dedicate more time to myself, to meditate more. I haven't been doing that, because even when I was meditating, I was always thinking, I could be doing the video now. I will have time to meditate when I am done with this, or when I'm out of Earth. There will be time for my own elevation. Like, now my job is to provide this information. So I was always putting myself aside, and now I will meditate more. And let's see what happens, because I believe things will happen. Also notice when CIC said something strange. I asked about Space Academy. I think I did not share this in the video. I asked about Space Academy whether I am allowed to use their photos in the trailer. I was always coordinating everything, that's what I felt was necessary, to coordinate, work as a team. In that aspect, no need to be friends. Like, I repeat, this is not about them talking and being nice. Coordination minimum. Like, me asking for the authorization to use their photos for the trailer of the Space Academy. And they said yes. But look what they said here. It's strange. Like already something is projecting to the future. They said, as long as you are only using our information and not someone else's. Okay, I said, okay, of course. And then I also made the comment, of course, it's your information. Who else would it be? I don't represent anybody else here. So let's see what happens in the future. I'm projecting it out there that I'm, of course, for the Taigetan team, and I want to keep representing that information. But who knows what happens? I don't know. I'm open to possibilities. Sai, do you think that maintaining 2 channels played into the negative side? You mean Mari's channel? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't see the harm in having 2 channels. I have many. Will you ever trust text-based information ever again? Well, it depends on many factors. It's not about the text information itself. Like I said, this has been real. In fact, I have trusted all the text information that we had, the communication, until Mari's channels. I'm saying that something is happening in the Mari's channel. Will I trust? Yes, it depends. I don't know how to answer that. Depends. Question, what do you think about the Urma? Well, I definitely believe they are there, and that the information is correct. I don't know to what degree everything else is correct with regards to those alliances and things like that. I don't know. Anthony Baldwin, I just want to thank you, Gosia, because you opened the eyes of so many of us. Yes, but I'm still somehow worried about those statements when I see people who are saying that, because it's so much pressure on me. Like, wow, this is such a responsibility that we have opened the eyes. Like, you still have to make a decision yourself, okay? I don't want this on me. Because if anything happens, like in a million, for example, in some kind of a slightest possibility, this is wrong, of course it's going to be on me. I'm going to take that responsibility that I led people to trust me on this. But at the same time, it has to be your decision finally, okay? Why, she's so cute. Bongo. Want to see Bongo? She's laying here being so cute. Wait. Bongi. This is Bongo. So I'm talking here and I'm looking at this pile of cuteness. Okay, what else? I know that you're gonna have millions of theories and ideas, but just like we here, you need to let this go at some point. I mean the speculations, because it's for your own peace of mind. We just don't know, you know. If there's any, okay, how to say this? We have been with Robert also tossing and, you know, playing with different ideas and theories and speculations, but because we don't know, at some point for the peace of mind, you have to just like let go and be okay with not knowing and accept not knowing. Accept that maybe one day is going to be known, and if not, you have to be okay with that too. And focus on the what you can still get out of it that is still positive for you, okay? I don't know how else to say this. I know that there are just so many things I don't know, but I have to let go because I'm going to go crazy.
I'll see Mari as this external Jesus that people are clinging to.
No, you have to come here because you I don't know if you can. You have to speak louder then. Gosia, is there any action we can do to help this issue out? No. I don't see how. Just live your life and do not forget to be happy, okay? There will always be confusions out there. This is all a game. In the end, we are in the middle of this galactic chess game, like I said. It's playing out on all these levels. It's always been this way. Like Yaski was saying, it's an ancient, you know, good versus evil battle. Who knows how many players are here at, you know, at the table. So in the meantime, do not forget to live your life and be happy. That's all. Matthias, wait, but speak louder because the microphone is here and you speak low.
You can just say.
No, you say.
I'm tired. I came from work. I'm just saying that people should focus on the inner growth and focus on manifesting their own tomorrow and not relying on these outside external Jesuses that's gonna come save the day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You're the creator of your tomorrow, so that's it.
Thank you for the contribution. I'm looking at the chat now. I don't know what else can I clarify. No external saviors, yes. But like I'm saying, it doesn't mean that the... Oh, you cute. It doesn't diminish the value of these actions from beyond, because every action is important. It's just that you don't need to be putting so much focus on those actions. Let those actions just play out by themselves. And you have to do it from here.
There's a question about Mari transcripts on the website.
Oh, the Mari transcripts. I don't know. Well, I have to decide like from which point I would not have them. Interestingly, this is also very interesting, strange coincidence. I have been doing Mari's transcripts every day, sending it to Matthias, and Matthias was uploading them. And I was behind always, which, by the way, the reason why I was always behind also because I was trying to have people see the videos, and those are kind of agreed with them, so they can also so it could help them with the monetization, because some people, if I had the transcript right away, people would read that. But we wanted people to see the videos, because in the beginning it was helping them to have more monetization, blah, blah, which is okay. I'm saying throwing anything against those first efforts to monetize the channel or anything like that. So before I went to Mongolia, I stopped doing the transcripts. And the last transcript I did was more or less in that time, in November, that something was happening with the military guys coming over. So it was also interesting coincidence that I stopped doing that at that time. Oh, yes, before I forget, this is also very strange. You see, you can be like connecting all these different things. What do you think? I'm asking you. On the day of that video, this video, a few days ago, with the announcement, for the first time in my life, walking with Bongo along the coast here, Finland, I saw a huge, fat, long, black snake on the ground, moving. I saw it clearly. It was like 1 meter from me. Bongo was behind me. Here in Finland, they have venomous snakes, poisonous ones as well. But this one, I think, was not poisonous. Someone told me later. The black ones are okay. But it was huge. It was moving, wiggling, very long, black and fat. Why am I saying this is strange? Because it happened on the day of the announcement. I saw that around 2 p.m. and the video is coming out at 9. I've never seen it in my whole life. And the thing is that they always say that the snakes appear in dreams or in the astral. They have this symbolic meaning, some kind of a reptile thing. And since everything is the astral, there is no here, there's a fluidity between astral, not astral. It's all astral, according to Yaski and Mari as well. So what do you think? Why did I see that snake? What does it mean? What's the symbolic meaning here? I don't know. Well, of course, not all reptiles are bad. Just a dozen ducks. We said that many times as well. However, that's what people say. You see a snake in a dream. What? Those of you who are experts in dreams interpretation and astral, what does it mean? Oh, Hannah is asking, have I stopped sending money? Yeah, I have stopped. I stopped it when? I stopped it in January. I stopped it when oh, this is another thing to say. This is also to show you how I was driving myself crazy with this. I asked them in January, what about the sending you the money? Will Athena come? That was when 3 days silence. And then they said that Athena left looking for Yaski, so Athena is not going to come, sending confirmations. So it now is going to be us confirming. But my deal was with Athena specifically. 2 years ago, I made a deal with Athena about this. And one of the rules that we established was that if we ever lose the contact with you guys, then I stop sending. Because then who do I send to, right? That was the deal that we had with her. But the deal didn't consider what if someone else comes over. Athena is gone, but now there's a different team of total strangers. That was not considered in our agreement, so I didn't know what to do. So I asked them, do you still have a need? Do you need the money still? Does Mari need the money? They said they are not here to discuss the financial situation of Mari. That's confidential. Okay, fine. I accepted everything. Fine. Yes. Well, then what do I do with the money? And they say, well, you can, whatever. It was up to my discretion, right? What I wanted to do. So I was tearing myself in my mind. Do I send it or do I not send it? And it was after we already stopped communicating with the CIC on a standby. So I was thinking, since I already knew that they were so sensitive and seeing my actions as manipulative, like when I said, yeah, I worried about Yaski and Tina, Mari doesn't feel her, they said that was manipulative. So I was thinking, okay, what do I do? If I send the money, they might perceive that as manipulation from my side, wanting to have the communication back. Now, if I don't send them money, they could also perceive that as some sort of a manipulation that, hey, if you don't talk to me, I am stopping to send. You see, I was driving myself crazy with this because they had me in the corner with this manipulation thing. And I was considering all my actions now as a possible interpretation of manipulation. This was horrible. How long did I know? Matthias consider, do I keep sending the money, or what's the right thing to do here? I was asking Matthias and I was asking Robert. Only 3 of us in our circle were discussing these things. And finally, I decided, okay, I'm not going to send it because I don't know who they are. And even if they're a good team, because I was still thinking they could be a good team, but I still don't know who they are. My deal was with Athena. Now, Mari has donations and things. My 100 euros here and there is not going to make a difference. So I decided to stop. So I'm not paying since January. Matrixer. Oh, hello, Matrixer. They are Jonathan and Shiva. I made an interview with them. Thank you for your support. Oh, these guys, I made an interview with them, or they did an interview with me. I don't remember. We did several shows. They sent me a message today and they said, a year ago, we felt something was wrong and we stopped listening to Mari's channel. So many people. He says, snake, yes, it is a symbol. The snake crossed your way and is dominant now. However, you are safe because it is not poison to you. The snake is the symbol for the whole manipulation. Wow, amazing. Matthias stopped listening to the videos months ago, before me, right? It didn't resonate. Like, this was important to say as well. There was just something so off-putting, the energy. I just couldn't listen, but I listened because I had to, and I still wanted to support. I was putting my emotions aside. But Matthias stopped, for example, long before me. Sometimes I was commenting on what's happening in space. You know what they are doing? This and that. It's just, I don't care. We lost connection to it. We were not excited about it. And I was not excited about with Robert, and we were thinking, why aren't we excited? Like, people were saying, Gosia, aren't you excited? Are you going to come and say something? This is amazing what's happening, no? We felt nothing, like zero emotions, like something has been cut off and we like nothing. We feel nothing about these events. Like it's a story that I'm reading in a book.
That's why you were quiet when they took over the Federation. Everybody was celebrating,
yeah.
And you were like quiet.
Yeah, that's why I was quiet when they took over supposedly the Federation, and now they are Federation Triad, and I was very quiet because I couldn't feel anything. And we felt a little bit guilty about it. Like, Robert, why don't we feel anything? This is like, shouldn't we be supportive? And we tried, like we were forcing, and it's very strange. And the girl who told me about the imposter guide, by the way, who said that I had some imposter guide back in October, she also told me that she feels and she sees astral energy, bad astral energy being attached to people from her following that were watching Mari's channel, and mine at the time as well, because we were connected. Okay.
Expanding like 50 million times. Did you ever donate to Mari?
No, I didn't donate to Mari directly. My money was going to that place. I'll be respectful enough not to say how I was donating, but I was donating to the place where it was then distributed accordingly.
You have to specify the cosmic agency incomes, not donations.
What?
Not donations.
Yeah, it was not a PayPal donation. No, it was specific earnings, half of my earnings of Cosmic Agency monetization. Each month I was sending Athena like a report taking a screenshot of how much I made this month for monetization. I was saying, okay, so half is for that. I was always very transparent with that, and she was always very grateful and appreciative and blah blah. Okay, I'm not saying blah blah as if I am saying something negative about. No. Anything before what's happening now, I have nothing bad to say about. Okay, we are always going to be protecting the contract until this something strange has taken over. I don't know. You know, and some people are saying, "Oh, nothing is happening. I'm supporting Mari." Well, okay. In the end, we are wrong. But why so many of you are feeling the same thing? Why did the lady who was doing Italian translation stop? Couldn't even do one sentence back in February. Sai Piratal, was that girl Elizabeth April? No. Paul Holmes, are you still in the immersion pods? I don't know. I imagine, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. At the same time, well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Thank you very much, Francesc. I have finished my main points, so you can disconnect. I'm just here, whatever else comes to my mind, and answering some random questions. Like I said, I just want to now go back to what I was doing, okay? And somehow get past this and not focus on this, okay? In the end, even those of you who are supporters of Mari, which by the way, I have nothing against you being a supporter of Mari, we just have to, like, even to those people I say, well, let's just say that this is just, you know, two different soul paths separating into their own avenues. I know we should be all working together as a united front, and I tried that. I was always there, available. But well, it's simply a separation of soul family tribes, okay, and whatever. Each to their own. Snakes in dreams or meditations are never a good sign, black ones even less, so I'm sending you protective energy. Thank you. I'm not gonna say it's not necessary. Thank you. Do you think that you might get contacted by others like the Urma? The Urmas have no way of contacting because, I mean, they are contacting mostly telepathically. I mean, they are not doing the online thing because they don't have physical abilities necessarily to... it's not their focus. It's not what they do. And telepathically, I don't know. Something will happen. I am sure. Because I'm here announcing and declaring to all the positive forces out there, if it wasn't clear enough yet, that I'm here available and I'm here willing and dedicated to continue this cause for the planet Earth. So let that be known. And I'm open and not closed. Are you assuming the entire Toleka team is dead or captured? I'm not assuming anything. I have no idea what's happening. Gosia, you don't even trust the Urmas now? What do you mean? No, I don't trust whatever is happening now with this channel and with the CIC. Doesn't have anything to do with Urmas. Gosia, is it possible for Dale Harder to speak about the situation? I don't know if he even knows about the situation yet. I sent him the link to the video, but he hasn't seen it, I think, yet, because he hasn't responded. Astral Urma, the Urma stand with Gosia. Well, thank you. Thank you. Gosia, when did you first start sending donations to Athena? At the time when Mari started monetizing her channel, because we monetized together. I did that as a sign of fraternity. You know, you monetize, I'm gonna monetize too. I'm gonna help and send the half of that. So that was a few years ago. If Yaski or Athena return, how will you know it's them? Do you have a protocol? We have an identification code, but they are compromised at this point, because if that team has an access to our server, like for example, those groups where we were, you could use an AI and give an instruction, scan that group chat and find the codes that they established. Anything like that, anything. So even those codes right now are compromised, I believe. We can't trust those. So yeah, I don't know. If you can't communicate through the computer, communicate with your mind. Yeah, well, that's why I want to meditate more and see what comes out of that daily. I have never trusted my own mental communication, like maybe because I was so focused on this. You know, the mental communication can be also hijacked. But I will do my best. Let's see. I will always inform you. Do you expect contacts to be restored in the future in some new way? I think so. Something will happen, one way or another. I believe so. Something will happen in some new way, something. I don't believe this is just like that over, and I believe this, like I'm saying, I am thrown in the middle of a chess game and this game rolls on. This is going to be rolling on in some way.
If you put your transcripts into books.
If I put transcripts into books, yes, this has always been a plan for a very long time, for years, but I never had time, with Robert, but we wanted to do that for a very long time. It's going to be a lot of books, because we want to divide it into, for example, Svaru of Era teachings, mechanics of manifestation, that will be like stellar navigation, one book, spiritual stuff, one book, technical stuff, one book, Aneka stuff, all the stuff during the COVID times and all that. That's like her Aneka stuff. Yaski, of course, metaphysical conversations. So it's going to be a lot of books. And we were also offering to help Mari. That was actually also one of the projects on the table. We were supposed to help Mari get her book out. And we were supposed to pay for it ourselves. We were supposed to self-publish that. And later, repay ourselves through the sales and send her, of course, the big percentage of that. So like I'm saying, we were here, the ground crew, offering all these different ways to assist. This is not the one person project. We always believed, you don't have, you have enough loyal people to help with, with the cause? Like what the hell? You don't even have to talk to them. Like I said, this is not about talking. There are ways of coordinating things without talking and working together. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, let me see. This is going too much. I'm not sure I understand. That's shutting down the CA open chat and censoring
Telegram.
Huh?
Telegram groups.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Not give the Mari group exactly what they want. No, it's the opposite, I believe. Because what they wanted was to invade those chats with their points of view, which I know, by the way, that they have a lot of people in their group. And they have different accounts. So they are not just one person. They are different people that appear like different people. It's the same person appearing as different people, and then they have more people as more people. So it's not to be trusted. So because I couldn't control that and couldn't monitor that, control meaning see what's happening, then I had to close that as well, because for sure it would have been infested with their points of view, which it will be now as well. And Okay, and again, I don't want to say sound tyrannical because they have even right to express their points of view. But I know it will be, I know how it's going to be, and I know it's very manipulative. Believe me. So I had to establish rules first, new kind of structure, and it's going to be reopened on Monday. Remember that groups are my home, okay? This is something many people don't understand. It's like I'm opening my home right now and I say, hey, come, friends of Cosmic Agency, let's have a chat. If you require, you can talk. And then, but obviously, it is for Cosmic Agency friends. I'm not allowing now enemies to come to my home and smash me, say that I suck. Well, why are you here? This is my home. So that's why all these different restrictions sometimes appear. Like, for example, respect the integrity of, Gosia, Taigetans. Because, well, it's common sense. Common sense.
Wants to know your trip to Mongolia.
My trip to Mongolia, okay, I'm gonna make a video about that separately. Yes. Yeah, I was so excited to tell you about Mongolia, and then we decided to do this first, get this over with. But yeah, I wanna share with you my trip to Mongolia. I'm gonna make a live. We will just talk about that. I'm gonna share pictures and tell you how it went. Their treatment towards you cannot be tolerated. Yes, people are saying that, and I appreciate. Thank you very much. However, I must state this, and that's for the people who are against me. This was never this what we are doing has never been really about the treatment. I repeat, I can suck it up. I can be fine with that. I'm not a baby. I'm not 5, and I can totally understand the tasks, the missions. Even though nothing really justifies saying we don't need your positive energy. That's just beyond weird. But okay, even that, you can suck it up. So in the end, this is not about the treatment. This was just one of the many points. This is very important. Yeah, I got tanned. Someone says a nice tan. Well, I got this. This is from Mongolia. It was very hot. But I won't say more. The money goes to Mari's account, not a CIC account. Mari is the account holder. We don't really know who is the holder at this point, okay? And what's going on. Yeah, Vera Ortega, only evil can reject positive energy. That's what I felt, that this was someone that was like burned by my positive energy. It wasn't even said to them in the server. It was said in my Telegram post. In another day. It was sent in my Telegram post. So they took that time, that effort to say that a few days later. I don't know, whatever. It was mentioned before in my other video. I'm not going to repeat that. Will there be more Yasky videos? Yeah, I still have information, chats with Yasky, yes. Urma Starseeds, I don't think Mari's channel got hacked or infiltrated. If it did, people would have noticed sooner or later. That's the thing, people did notice. So many people noticed something strange. I didn't know that you have. It's surprised to me that you noticed that. We really thought we were going to be alone in this. Oh yes, Robert also made his video. It's not dubbed. I actually am talking to Alec, who by the way is continuing to work with me with Space Academy. I give everybody the free space to decide what they want to do. I don't want to be mean. I'm never going to anybody who would like say, I don't want to work with you anymore. Like people with Space Academy, the translators, the Polish guy who is doing Cosmic Agency, Alec. I was totally open, like, you can be free to decide with this what you want to do. You don't have to support me. I will not be offended. But yeah, everybody continues to support most people, and Alec is continuing to work with Space Academy Studios, and he offered to help with dubbing, with that technology that he has access to, dubbing of Robert's video. I'm not going to do his whole video because different reasons. First, Robert, his video is a bit more, let's say, disorganized than mine. So he mixes a lot of points, what's happening before, he says after, and it's like, it's a bit chaotic. So, and you already saw the timeline of the events in my video. So I will only choose from that what's most understandable and what's new, like what you can actually gain from that video rather than repetition. Eloise, what about Bongo into the Enterprise starship now? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's the extraction happening from these guys.
No, not from these guys, but the extraction. But I am not interested in the extraction at this point anyway. I never have been. I always was saying that I have a feeling, like it's my feeling, that I'm not going to die on this earth, and I do want extraction, but it's not something soon, because I want to still be here on earth to do this job, and I want to enjoy life on earth. Like I am enjoying life on earth. For me, it's not hell, it's not prison, it's not nightmare. It's nice for me so far. Extraction is for cowards. Well, not necessarily, because because for me it's like going somewhere. It's like, was I a coward when I left Poland? No, I just wanted to do something else in another country. It's the same. Seeing extraction as some kind of for me, I see it in an interstellar way. Planet Earth is here, and that there's another planet. It's all normal to me. So for me, it's not even extraction. It's like just going somewhere else, like hopping on a train and going to another country. I see it in that way. But anyway, I talked about this in other videos. Yeah, happy girl. Robert is very authentic and honest and has a lot of passion. Yes, he is expressing himself more intensely about some things sometimes, but that's just his way, and he is more disorganized. But what he has is that he is also very loyal, very, very honest, and his heart is always in a good place. Johnny, extractions are not needed if you can astral project. I don't think I can, not consciously at least. It's also a Spanish way of talking, like for example, Matias is Finnish, so his way of talking is more calm. Robert is Spanish, so he talks in this way. Many times when Matias sees us talking with Robert, he's always like, "Are you arguing? Like, what are you discussing? Why are you fighting?" Super hectic. And we're not fighting. It's just the way we speak. And charismatic. Hello, Jatei. Jatei is a Mexican guy who lives in Finland, and we met and we went camping once. Which, by the way, that camping video will come out soon on my Odyssey channel, which is my private hobby channel. And I was worried about Jate, you as well, because I saw you were also supportive. But that's the thing, a lot of people were supportive because they wanted to support the mission as well, like us, and they were, pushing this. But then he came out and said, I felt this for a long time, but I didn't want to be seen as I was sabotaging anything. It's amazing. Yes. Okay, bye, Nicole. Going back to watching the World Cup, Club Cup. Oh, she's playing. Did she eat? Yeah, Robert makes me laugh. Yeah, he's funny because when he gets angry, he has these funny insults, funny expressions. Paul Holmes, if you are in the immersion, I mentioned that earlier in the video, in this video. What? Matrixer, where the Svarus are. We have a contact to 8D personality and we ask him for the situation. His answers are the Svarus are no longer in the solar system and they have been captured by Galactic Federation. Yes, however, at the same time, there are so many theories always floating around, so I'm not attaching myself to any of them. Many of you have been sending me your ideas and your possibilities, theories, speculations, facts. For you, some of you, they are facts, what you think you know, and I'm not dismissing it, but you know, we don't know. We are not going to spend much time on speculations with this. But also interesting fact about this, because Matrixer, Jonathan here and Shiva are saying this was Galactic Federation move. Notice that I made that video. Notice, this is very interesting as well. Maybe it adds. Remember that video I made about the Galactic Federation, where I sitting on a chair with my red shoes, and the title is "To All Humanity, Galactic Federation." That was made in October, exactly then, and that video reached a lot of people. Everything was recapped from previous years. So I don't see how that video also would add to the trigger. Yeah, but maybe, yeah, Rex says, your Galactic Federation video about 9 months ago is the major reason why they had to move in and shut you up. See? It could have something to do with that. However, I don't want to give myself that much credit that it was because of that. I think here there's so much that we don't know, we cannot see still. Jate said, see, I was aware, the Mexican guy in Finland I was just talking about, he says, I was aware of red flags, but kept being opened. I'm glad the video of what it went away. I'm glad the video of what we experience in our camping is coming to English. Yes, it will come soon. A lot of people were aware of those red flags, but kept open. The same for us, you see. And those people didn't have contact. So why did they see red flags? Because this is for those who are saying, oh, because you don't have contact, so you are not seeing red flags. No, why do all these people see red flags? Okay. I'm gonna finish soon, but if you have any questions still, thank you very much for your donations, beautiful donations. I haven't seen the chat, so I couldn't thank everybody. Mick Flair, thank you very much. I've been with you from the beginning and will continue to be with you. Thank you, Mick. I met Mick personally in Nevada in 2020 when I went there for the UFO Congress, and he was there. Amazing, amazing man. I just unsubscribed Mari's channel, but maybe I will subscribe again in the future, says Royal Ma. It's okay. It's okay, really. Both ways are fine. Vama, so do we have any more air support? Are we now all alone down here? Where to go from here? These are important questions, and this is something that I also saw in many comments. Are we alone? I don't think so. Huge, I don't think so, because otherwise there wouldn't be these efforts to confuse, to take over, to do strange things. Like Yaski said, for every what's this guy? What's this guy that's flying, saving Superman? For every Superman, there will be who? What's the evil? What's the villain there? What's the villain of the Superman?
No idea. I just know Superman's weakness is kryptonite. Lex
Luthor.
Something.
Luthor. For every Superman, there will be 10 or maybe even, opponents. So if there are opponents, that is an indication that there are also good guys. I know, Lex Luthor. It's very difficult to know who is the good guy, who is the bad guy, but at least the fact that there is the confusion and power struggle, that means that there are good guys in the field. And that's the good conclusion from this. That there are good guys in the field. Otherwise, the confusions wouldn't be happening. It would be just all darkness, or goodness, or whatever. But this is all confusing, right? So that means there are good guys at play. And like I said to Robert as well, all I have left now at this point is just to keep being aligned with my consciousness, with my own higher self, and trust that I will be impulsed into more positive actions for Earth, for you, for us, for me, for humans. So I can only trust in that. And that's why the meditations will be necessary and important to clear my mind and align myself, center, and know, not hope, know that I will become a match to other forces, whether through higher self or something. I'll become a match towards the, positive direction. I don't know.
Somebody said that your tribe attracts.
Yes, the vibe attracts the tribe. So that's what's going to be. I fully trust it. I don't think Mari herself is compromised, says Anthony. I think the military she is listening to is using her. She can't see it because she was forced to close all relations with everyone except the military. I don't even think there is military there, to be honest. Really, I mean there is, but there are other elements that are not military. But there could be military there as well. Yes, it's a possibility that she has, like I said in my video, that she's just under the influence and manipulation of something or someone, some kind of a force. I don't know. Again, speculations.
You can also see the Cabal's Agenda 2030. If it progresses and advances, that means that nobody's doing shit to stop it.
Yeah. Because sooner or later, if they're saying they are there in the Viera doing all these actions, well, sooner or later, it will have to reflect somewhere on something. And if agendas are progressing, well, but at the same time, even if it was true that they were there, it takes time. I do understand that point, that it wouldn't just take overnight to show the results.
Yeah, but some guy had a good comment about the funds. If they are now the federation, they should have access to the federation's
Yeah,
funds.
that is
Why
a strange thing. Yeah,
now?
yeah. Why would they need continue to do the money, to ask for money? Well, no, they're not asking. I have to be totally fair. They are just saying thank you. But it's a subtle way of asking. Yeah, why, if they are now supposedly the federation themselves or in control of the airspace, so they would be in control of other matters as well. I don't know. um, I still have a programmed reaction in me to justify and defend them. So right away, whatever, for example, you say now, I'm like, yeah, but maybe it's not so fast to solve that. Maybe they still have bureaucratic process to go through. You know, that's my automatic response because I've been trained in my mind to train. Maybe that's a wrong word, but conditioned in my own experience with this to defend them. Anyway, what else? Shelley says they do ask for money. They do? Well, I've seen myself like they are saying what they are using the money for, and thank you, because without those donations they couldn't do that. So that's that's a subtle way of asking. I don't think they say directly, send us money, no? I don't know. Maybe I'm now again defending too much.
Because now there are the what's the third race?
Antarians.
Antarians now are in a mix and they need money and
Yeah,
blah, blah.
Antarians
They expand.
need money, so they are like always. Robert said that, for example, in his video. Okay, so first the money was for Yaski, Athena, Mari, whatever. But now Yaski, Athena are gone. They don't need meat anymore because they are not there now. So now they have to expand the reasons. And the reasons are very emotionally targeting. That's what I'm saying, because liberation of people, kidnapping animals, that's like reaching people's hearts. If they only said, for example, we need money because we need to replicate materials, something, we need some kind of materials to replace certain parts. If it was something technical that they would really need, though, it wouldn't reach people emotionally. But then they are having all these emotionally charged reasons,
AKA manipulating.
And that's like emotional manipulation. Yeah, subtle.
And they accused you to manipulate.
And they accuse me of manipulating, even though I just said I was worried about Yaski and Athena and whatever.
They always project themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Mari mentioned in her past video many of the other civilizations are not in agreement with what they are doing. Yeah. Oh, another thing, Alex, doctor, the doctor. I always talk about Dr. Alex from Spain, because in a COVID times, he was helping a lot with the situation back in 2020. And he sent me support as well. And he was very angry when he actually listened to Mari's video and he noticed how she was disrespectfully, I didn't listen to that video, I stopped listening to the videos already, disrespectfully talked about Andromedan temples or something, that they were destroyed, and I don't remember now, but he said that she made a comment that they were so old and that even the big bird sitting there would shatter. I don't know, I don't want to distort now the information, but it was something. But he was like frustrated that she was talking with such a disrespect towards those constructions on the Andromedan Viera. If I'm distorting something now, I apologize. Gosia, when are you having the interview with Michael Sala? Okay, that's a good question. Yes, I received 2 emails from Michael Sala when I was in Mongolia. I wasn't responding emails at that time, but also we had the situation now that we had to deal with. So I just told him I'll be in touch soon. Thank you for your interest. Thank you for your interest. So will I do the interview? Not now, because not at the moment, because my head is exploding right now. It's not a good moment. I need to process this still. I am not ready to answer some of these questions, like, okay, so what's now for the disclosure, like JC asked. I don't know. So I'm not going to do the interview at this point. Yeah, Cindy, psychopaths will always try to make you feel guilty of their actions. Yes. And that's, you see, and this is something that is different of other Taigetans that I know. They would never turn your feelings against you, make you feel guilty about it. They will always validate the feelings. I remember they were even talking about problems on the ship. Like, okay, we had a disagreement with that person and that person feels this and that and we don't agree with that. But they would never like invalidate those feelings. They would always say, well, she has the right to those feelings. We somehow, have to accommodate that. No, they were always very validating of emotions, if that's the right expression. So this is also something strange. Please speak English if you can, because otherwise we don't understand. Tomorrow I will do this live in Spanish. Mañana en español, ¿ok? Este directo. Thank you, Rex. The Galactic Federation video was outstanding. Yes, well, thank you. But it was just a compilation of the previous information. I'm tired, yes, but I'm available still to be here if you have questions, just to get it over with, because I don't want to be coming and repeating and extending the situation. I think okay, let's see. Rek, I think Mari's arrival is suspicious. Later you were told that Mari wants to organize something. Could you please talk? Well, in August, Athena came and said, among other things, as a surprise, that Mari wants to come in and coordinate things. I remember I even said, are you sure? I mean, it's not necessary. She's just becoming queen. It's really, she's too busy with too many tasks. And Athena just said, yeah, well, that was her idea. She wants to come. And that's it. That's it. Okay, the problem with Michael Sala, because Magos says, I would really enjoy an interview with Michael Sala. He is the G of exopolitics. The problem with Michael Sala is that he has been associated with a person for the last years that has been always against us very much. And we have always said, well, he's like associating with the wrong crowd. We didn't trust him, right? So now, see, I am not a strategist, but sometimes I have to think about these things. If I now go and do the interview there, then the people that are against us would definitely say, like, okay, now she's totally on the dark side. Like, Shiva went to Michael Sala, they didn't trust him before. Now she's there. I don't know. It's definitely not the time now, because it's too much.
It's like us moving to Malta.
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm already warning you. What should I even say? This is so funny. Because some people, few, but are saying that, that it's us who have been taken over. Well, I don't know. I don't see anybody here. It's just same old couch. Actually, it's a new couch. Matthias got a new couch. But Matthias, for a very long time, and myself, wanted to move out of Finland. As you know, tired of long winters. But we are still here because of his work and because of his studies. But Matthias wants to go to the place that is English speaking and warm. So we have been considering many countries like Australia, but Australia has a lot of vaccinations obligations for dogs, and we cannot do that.
US needs a green card.
The US problematic as well.
Philippines don't.
Canada also problematic because of the visa requirements. Canada, but it's not warm. He wanted warm.
But they require.
Yeah, the Philippines.
They hire foreigners.
They don't really hire foreigners much.
I mean,
they hire, but it's more difficult. Anyway,
Malta's a EU country.
and then he found Malta. Malta here in Europe. And it's English speaking and it's very warm. But guess what's Malta? It's like one of the cabal's headquarters, where they have all kinds of dumps. So I was telling Matthias, we are basically going to the mouth of the snake, and we are facilitating the whatever. If they want to clone me or something, they're gonna just snatch me there, or who knows? But Malta, yeah, there's these secret societies based there and all kinds of reptilian activity. And I'm gonna go there, hanging out with Bongo on trails. So I'm already telling you that we might move to Malta, but it's been funny to us because it's like within the context of the situation, it's an interesting country selection. It's only because it's English, it's European, so we don't need to have visas, work permits and all that for Matthias, and it's tropical. I mean, it's very warm. Now we cannot come to Mexico because he has to have an English-speaking country. That's his idea. India, Japan, Korea, Russia. Belize is English-speaking, I know, but it has to be Belize. We were looking at all many different countries. It's not Europe. It has to be like something easier to operate. Anyway, any other questions? Astral Urma. Yes, Michael Sala has been a propaganda machine. Well, that's why. You see, that's why I was dubious about doing the interview there, because we don't want to be associated with something that we've always said this is a propaganda machine, and yeah, I don't like the feel of Malta, someone said. Well, what we want to do is do a recon first. Like, we want to go on vacation there and check it out. Oh, Cyprus, also English speaking. South Africa, it's too far.
The official language has to be.
Official language, he says, has to be English, not like just some people speaking English here and there.
And cybersecurity.
And he's off, yeah, because he works in cybersecurity field. Has to be something they will take him anyway. Do you think the authorities are behind all this grief? We don't know. I don't know. We all speak English in Croatia. Croatia? Croatia is interesting too, no? It's warm, it's beautiful, it's European. Cyprus is English speaking and EU. Yeah, keep giving ideas because this is very open, it's just ideas. Eloise says Malta, bad vibes. Gibraltar. We are almost 3 hours. Oh yeah, the sacrifice kids under Malta. But hey, but maybe that's why, you remember when Yaski said, you go into the hell, but how did she say that? I walk hell, and I'm not afraid. I'm among monsters, and I'm an angel among monsters. Maybe that's what Malta needs, some kind of a elevation of the frequency. Huh? Beacons of light, yeah. Because I'm not afraid. Just let that be clear. Of the vibes. That's what I'm saying. I can transform the vibes my own way. Yeah. No Canada, but it's not warm enough. Canada will be like more Finland. He wants warm. Okay, well, thank you for your views. I said it about Malta more as a joke at this point because we don't, it's just an idea, one of many. New Zealand is the same as Australia, lot of dog vaccinations. Maldives, beautiful islands. Costa Rica, I lived there in Costa Rica for 5 years. I wouldn't go back there because now I would like to experience something new. I lived in Vancouver as well for 3 months. I was gonna go to the British Columbia Community College. Okay, any questions? Thank you, Claudia, for your experience with Malta. Yes, Raleigh, I'm Polish. Sai, what if Mari was a mole from the start? Everything is a possibility at this point. We do not know. Cyprus is your best option. About Mongolia, I'm going to make a separate video. Netherlands is not warm enough for Matthias. Thank you very much, Gaia Gaia. Have you considered, this is the repeated question, okay. Have you considered that the entire contact has been a psyop? No, I haven't. Because I know it was real. I know. That's all I can say. Thank you, Seeking. Seeking is leaving. I'm going to be leaving now too, soon. Okay, cuz, was there ever any security other than just the server to verify the contact was who they said they were? No, just our almost daily, at some point later, not daily, interactions. It was just the same energy, always the same person, you know, always the same story developing from one day to another. So there was never an indication. However, few times, like I said in the video. Yes?
Yes, the handwriting too, how they type, you recognize the way they type.
Yeah.
And write.
The typing, how they write, you know, all that. The only thing, like I said in the video, in October when last he came, there was few strange expressions from her. Like in the end of the conversation, she said, "Oh, you are nice to talk to." That was weird because why would Yasuki say that? I even said, "Well, you know that we know each other, right?" I said that as a joke. And then one time she was very mean too. Like something got into her and she was really mean. And I didn't even say that conversation because I didn't want to remember that. She was saying strange things. So So at that time, I was thinking maybe even, is it Yaski? I even said, are you Yaski? It was a different vibe coming off from her. And she just said, I'm not going to be spiritual always. At that point, I felt someone else was writing maybe. It was weird. So it was already in October. So I don't know. Have you ever doubted that this isn't some brilliant group in Earth somewhere? Well, no. That was like in the first weeks of our contact, 7, 8 years ago. After that, I had no doubt. So again, this is not about contact itself. It's about maybe finally someone taking over, because that's what they wanted for a long time. That's why they were so hiding in Toleka for so many years in their 30s, people starship. So this is nothing about the contact itself. Okay. Do we finish? Any other relevant questions? When was the conversation with me and Yaski? In October. But again, it was okay because, not everybody can always be nice. I accepted that too. I mean, you have fights in your own relationships. Your boyfriends, husbands, wives make you even cry. You insult them. It doesn't make them a bad person. So I didn't think much of that because, yes, he also has that other side sometimes. She's like this general pattern. She can be hard when she, it's okay. So I didn't think much of that. Yeah. And I think Liren, Mary said that line, don't expect me to always be spiritual in the video. Yeah, I was considering maybe that was already Mari writing. I don't know. Through her. In a way, none of us can always be spiritual. So that's a normal thing to say, I think, because none of us can be just spiritual always. That's very, okay, acceptable. Happy girl, will you ever decide to talk about the other girl in immersion in Norway? I don't have any other information, just that there is another girl in immersion in Norway that is supposedly me in the same immersion pod. Like, we are running 2 programs. So also, let's see what happens with that, if anything. Okay. That's Matthias writing through my account, Cosmic Agency. Visul Khanna, did they contact at first through a social media platform? Yes, it's always been this way, but we were introduced to them by another person who was at the time in contact. And that other person is a human here. Gosia looking good. Well, thank you, but I don't think so. I didn't take any effort today, or not much. I didn't even think you would care how I look, but what I have to say, too important subject. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Okay, so we are going to finish now. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Puszek okruszek. Yes. I know what you mean. That's a Polish thing. Thank you, Eloise. Okay. And Shelley, I cannot find the episode where Gosia talks about meeting and tagging. I never made a specific episode about that. I was just mentioning it in some videos randomly here and there. It's not a specific episode. Okay. Okay. Let's continue on. Okay. Thanks everybody for being here. Thanks the moderators. Thanks Matthias there. See you. And I'll see you next time. I don't know what the next video will be, but it will be something. It will be something. And with the Space Academy also, patience, because, you know, I need time and mental clarity to do that. Okay, thank you everybody. Good night. Bye-bye. Thanks for being here.